August 21st, just last fall, at 11:15 p.m., is the moment that changed my life. I can still remember the hospice room, the warm light, the musky air, and the image of my mother's hands. One clutching a small wooden cross that the priest had given her earlier that day, and on the other was her wedding ring. I remember listening so intently to each breath my mother took, all the way up until there was silence, a sound that was unbearable. And then I remember crying. My dad came up to me and he said, "Everything's going to be all right. It's hard right now, but we have each other. It's going to be okay." "No, Dad. I just lost my best friend." Well, so did I. This was the night I felt the numbness and that cold, dark stone that sits heavy on your heart with grief. This was the night I lost my mother. A night that resonates as the moment that changed my life. When I returned to school, I was numb. I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't think. I couldn't focus on the assignments like I was supposed to. Junior year, the year you're supposed to figure things out, and I was stuck. I ignored the emotions inside me. That pain, I pushed it down. The pain that wanted to resort to some sort of escape. But it was the love for my family and my friends that held me together. And then I remembered my mother. Earlier that summer, when she was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer, she taught me 3 very important things. The first was through her kindness. No matter what, my mother was always kind. No matter the person, the circumstance, or the negativity that was brought upon her life, she was always kind. The second is that my mother taught me the beauty of self-reflection. When she was diagnosed, my mother took time to herself, to really reflect on who she was and where she was going. She learned to accept the obstacles that were in her future and found that inner peace. The third thing is that my mother refused to be anybody but herself. I really embodied these 3 concepts. I took time to myself. I started going on walks, writing. And I got 3 very important things out of it. The first thing is I started to accept myself at my rawest form, embracing the emotions as they come rather than pushing them down and ignoring them. The second is I started to reflect on who I was and who I wanted to be. And the third thing is I embraced myself before trying to mold myself to the expectations of others. But most importantly, I found that inner peace. I can stand in front of you today and say that I am happy with who I am and what I've become. I take in all my experiences and I learn from them. I am proud to be walking in my own skin. Once I found this inner peace, I became a better person. I was able to understand, relate, and communicate with people on a level I couldn't before. And then I started to notice my friends, my family, people in my everyday life that have that same inner struggle. And I wanted to help. I started with my school. I changed my mindset. Instead of complaining about the problems I see every day, I want to make a point to solve them. This last summer, I joined a group called Girl Tech, which is a group of young women who come together to make a film. We came up with the central theme of don't let the fear of being judged impact the way you love yourself and love your body. A theme that should resonate amongst everybody. To this day, I still struggle. I am still grieving the death of my mother. That pain and that stone and that numbness return. But when they do, I understand the emotions as they come. I know how to remedy them now through self-reflection. When I'm at fault And when I'm at fault with other people, I reflect on what I did, and I aspire to be a better person. And I encourage all of you to do the same. Most importantly, I found that inner peace. I remember my mother and what she taught me, her kindness, to accept, reflect, and embrace who you are and who you want to be.